Nowadays, everybody has a bus, but way back in 1993, it was only one dude named Lex Luger. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Lex Express. I am a liar. The last 3 live streams, I told you guys that the watch-along we're going to do tonight is 1996. But after last night's big, SummerSlam festivities, and I did my watch party, and then I edited and busted out a review, and then I realized, holy crap, I haven't put tonight's watch-along link up yet, so let's go ahead and do that. And the more I started thinking about 1996, I was like, I know it was in Cleveland, and, that would be a good one to do today, but that card is just not a whole lot going on, and we had a lot of fun last night, and I didn't want to turn right around and bore you guys to death today, so I switched it up, and I'm switching it up largely in part to George Morris, who's got a $5 super chat in here right off the bat, where he is calling SummerSlam 93 a 10 out of 10, but you brought this up last week in a super chat, and you told us how horribly edited the Lex Luger song or whatever it is that they use for the Lex Express video package, I guess, has got a terrible network edit and a terrible dubbing. So I was like, you know what? Let's check that out because this is a much more fun card. Probably a little bit more to talk about on this SummerSlam than if we would have done 1996. So I changed my mind. Changed my mind at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Decided, you know what? We're doing SummerSlam 93 instead. So hopefully you guys are having a great weekend and great Sunday. Thank you to everyone who spent the better part of 5 hours with us yesterday for the watch party and the review after. I also posted a review, edited review on the channel if you've not yet seen it, of last night's SummerSlam. And we are going to elaborate a lot more on last night's show tomorrow after Raw for the Raw review because we will learn a lot more tomorrow night in terms of the fate of the Judgment Day, the future of the Judgment Day, Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, and we might get some more information. Jacob Fatu was banged up last night. Might get some Punk and Drew news that we need to elaborate on. They held the media scrum last night as well. There might be some stuff to talk about in that regard. Hardy Boys had a conversation, I think, yesterday or this weekend in Cleveland with WWE. So there is more wrestling news and stuff, current event stuff to get into. We'll be doing that tomorrow night after Raw, so just keep that in mind. But today, we're traveling all the way back to right before I became a junior. This was in between my sophomore and junior year of high school, and I was just a little piece of shit. I was about 1 month away from, less than that actually, probably about 2 or 3 weeks away from getting my driver's license for the first time all the way back in 1993. So I hope y'all are ready to travel back in time. Let me say hi to everybody that is here in the chat. VHS Nostalgia, glad you are, this is a guilty pleasure of yours. It kind of is for me as well, even though there's a lot about the show I don't like. It's in the Palace of Auburn Hills, and I am from Michigan originally. I'm a big Detroit Pistons fan, even though they suck. They've won a few championships in that building, or at least one in that building. So it was, it felt good to see them in Auburn Hills, even though I think the Palace is no longer even standing in Michigan. They have torn that bitch down. But we have VHS Nostalgia. We got We Are Pro Wrestling. We have channel members, Mike Rouse, Big J, Garrett Osborne, Tatanani, George Morris. I mentioned you a minute ago. Thank you so much for that $5, and I will read this now. How are you doing? Tito is great. He's sleeping right under my feet right here. He is pretty hot because it's a hot day today, but he's doing all right. And you've got a 10 out of 10 for this SummerSlam, and you did mention the horrible Peacock dub. I'll Be Your Hero. That's the name of the song. Let me know what you think. Well, George, we're going to watch it together, so I definitely will be letting you know that. Channel members Tatanani, All Sports Are Scripted, and Zach Palgett are here as well. Good to see Ray Fran, Ben Espinoza, Alan Barkley. We have William Cullen, I see, Noah Heist, Justin Fleming, Colin Wright, Tony. Spawn, did I get you? I don't think I did. Who else we got? Roman Stone. We have, I hope you're having a better day today, Roman. K-Dog's Kennel, my boy. That's right, we do have Undertaker and Giant Gonzalez. I believe this is the blow-off and probably the last time Giant Gonzalez is seen on television. We Are Pro Wrestling. You can correct us on that if we're right or wrong. Brandon McNeil, good to see you back as well. We got Serge. Angie Law is here as well. Michael Kumo. Right on. Well, we got a party up in here. Right on. Good to see you guys. We'll hit play here in just a second since our audience is getting kind of large. I don't want to keep y'all waiting, but I do want to say hello to everybody. Like Ryan Alessio. You were at SummerSlam last night. I'm glad it was an experience. I'm really glad everybody that had tweeted me or mentioned in the chat last night that they were at the show all had good things to say. So that's really, really good to hear. Colin Wright, I think I got you here. George Morris has got 2 more for us. I'll Be Your Hero is not on Anthology, but YouTube. Well, that's good because I might want to rock out to that tonight in the shower. You're welcome for the visual. The Juliet, thank you for the $5. Tonight's A&E bio is Trish. I don't know why I thought it was Becky Lynch last night. But yeah, tonight's A&E bio is Trish. Jacob Fatu was seen in a walking boot after the show last night. I did see that. I was under the assumption after watching the replay of Jacob delivering that top rope splash to Cody that he was just overselling because they didn't want Roman and Jacob to cross paths yet. It was all about Roman and Solo, and I thought Jacob was purposely selling on the outside of the ring so he wouldn't have a face-off with Roman because they're probably waiting on that, you know? But he was visibly, he looked pretty pissed when he landed that, like he had messed up his leg or something. He was in a walking boot. It looked like his shin smacked the edge of the table as he came down, so there might be a slight fracture or something there. That sucks. All the best to Jacob Fatu. Hate to see him get injured this quickly into his run. And yeah, Juliet, Elizabeth and I are really into watching the show Shameless right now. We're up to season 6. So a lot of these A&E bios have taken a back seat. We did bust out the $1 Million Mans last week because it was an hour long, but I still haven't watched The Miz or Mark Henry or Paul Heyman. And now we got Trish. So we're way behind. So we're going to be catching these up real soon. Let me get these shout-outs done. Daniel Clark, hello. Glad you on us suffering. This slam is bad. Yeah, Daniel, but it might not have been as bad as 96, so that's why I changed it up. Noah Heiss, welcome to the family. The Juliet is hooking you up with a membership. Also good to see Alan Carter in the house. Beast Mode engaged, just getting in. Right on. I might have missed a couple people there too. I'm sorry about that, but I think we need to get going on this pay-per-view. So go to your Peacock, pull up SummerSlam 1993. You want to find SummerSlam Season 6, Episode 1, according to Peacock. The runtime on this show is 2 hours, 47 minutes, and 20 seconds. And I just got to get mine queued up here. There we go. Yeah, 2 hours, 47 minutes and 20 seconds here in just a moment. We will all hit play together. Once we do that, the timer right below my face will begin to run. So just match up your Peacock timer with my timer, and that's how we follow along here. Also, I have disabled ads on this video, so you should not be interrupted by me with any sort of advertisement. If you don't have a premium Peacock tier, then you might have some commercials to deal with and then sync back up later. But at least from our end, I will not interrupt you with ads. This is an ad-free live stream tonight. So hopefully you guys are ready to go. Christian Roulette and JR Fowles, good to see you guys in here. Oh, Trish and Becky. Oh, no wonder. Okay, I was thinking it was the same trailer that I was watching last night during the watch-along. I saw Trish, then I saw Becky, and I'm like, well, which one is it? It's both, I guess. I don't know. I will eventually get to catching up on these A&E bios, but tonight it's the Lex Express. All right, I am going to get my fingers ready on the play button here and the timer, and we'll be ready to rock in just 1 second here. All right. All right, I'm ready if you guys are. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, play, okay? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. All right, success. And here's a Lex Express right off the bat. I had a heck of a time finding a decent thumbnail for this show, so I just used a picture of the bus as the thumbnail. That's all I could think of to do. Mean Gene is down to his last couple of months here, too, in the company. The Palace had that unique outside look to it. All right, SummerSlam. I love the old SummerSlam music. Shout out to my boy Rose Sith, who provides us with some music here on the channel from time to time. And I've got a SummerSlam intro using a cover of this. The Palace. Palace was short-lived, man. They didn't even build that until like 89 or 90. And then they were out of there in less than 30 years, I think. Now the Wings and the Pistons share Little Caesars. Here we are, SummerSlam. Royal Rumble, Bobby Heenan brought Lex in. Narcissus. Jerry Lawler and Bret Hart. Oh my God, that match pisses me off. Huh. All right. Ted DiBiase. Moment of silence here. This is his final match. And I believe that's legit, too. Like, he didn't work any live events after that. After this. This is it. And I believe he was, at the time here, 39, something like that. Crazy. And Money Inc. was involved in that babyface turn of Razor when he lost to the Kid, and they were giving him shit, and that kind of helped Razor turn face. And here he is putting down DiBiase at SummerSlam. I mean, Razor had basically just been there a year. They were running vignettes for him, I think, late summer of '92. So within this year, he'd already been a heel and now turned face. I know, he always had the bib shirt, didn't he, DiBiase? I had no idea. Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding, that took place in Detroit? Or in Auburn Hills? I didn't know. That's where she got attacked? I didn't know that. How did I not know that? Shit was all over the news. I somehow missed that it was in Michigan. I remember when Nancy Kerrigan hosted SNL, she was horrible. One of the worst guests they've ever had. Girl can't act. I'm digging Razor's pink and black gear. Him and Bret Hart make a good-looking tag team. Hey, Hitman, I see you tomorrow, Chico. Big backdrop. A scoop. What's he going to do with him? Well, his options are limited, Vince. Crazy to see Razor so early in his babyface run here. A couple months later, he would win the Intercontinental Championship. Spawn, I seriously doubt there was any debate on whether or not who's going to go over here. And Scott Hall, at this point in his career, he is 1 year into his WWE run, and he has not really accomplished a whole lot. He would not have had the pull to refuse a job at this point. Absolutely not. If they told him to job here to DiBiase, that's exactly what he would fucking do. But there was no way he was going to lose here to DiBiase. This isn't going to be like DiBiase winning a glorious send-off match. He's a heel. He's going out on his back. Putting over a new up-and-coming babyface that's just getting rolling here in the company, a couple months away from winning his first title. I don't think who goes over here was ever in question. I mean, this is the most success Scott Hall had ever seen in his career up until this point. After doing a whole pile of nothing as Diamond Stud in WCW and not a whole lot in AWA before that. So there would be no reason for him to try to damage his opportunity here by playing political games in 1993. No. Four years after this, then Scott Hall might be just doing whatever the fuck he wants. But Not here in 93. The bad guy. The domestic bad guy? What the hell does that mean? Look at all that hair on, is that Corderas? Man, 1993, Bulls had just won their 3 straight. I think we were... Michael Jordan's father, I think, had just been killed in the news, like, right around this time. I'm trying to think what else was going on in the summer of 93. Pretty sure there might have been some Crystal Pepsi on the shelves in the stores. Weird time. I mean, DiBiase certainly looks physically like he could wrestle a little while longer, but I think he just had some nagging injuries. Oh, 93, Barry Bonds' first year in San Francisco. I've met Barry Bonds a couple times. He's been into the restaurant. Yeah, DiBiase had some injuries. I think the incident, the infidelity and whatnot that was touched on in the A&E, he was already past that. And he was about to transition to being an announcer, being a manager, which would put him home a lot more. So I think he was in the process here of kind of rebuilding, repairing that situation, and his wife stayed with him. He found Jesus. Found the Lord. Got himself straightened out, and his wife forgave him, which props to her, man. Right in the black bean soup. Bobby Heenan. Okay. Oh, I didn't know. Thank you, Real Pro Wrestling. So he did. He worked some All Japan matches. I didn't know that. Here we go. Come on, Razor. Get him up in that Razor's Edge. I know that's how you win this match. Oh, the old Ico Pro sign. I had an Ico Pro t-shirt. It started getting faded, though. You finished 7th grade in 93. You started going to the movies a lot. My favorite that came out was Hot Shots Part 2. I think I might have seen that in the movies, too. I remember in 7th grade, one of like the first kind of like dates I ever went on, there was a group of us. There was about like 12 of us, and we all went to the movies during the day, and we were kind of paired up, boy, girl, and we went to see Robin Hood, not Men in Tights, but the one with Kevin Costner and Christian Slater. Razor's Edge, here it comes. And there's that exposed buck. God, he looks like he really had to muscle Teddy up. Rough move to take with a bad back. Oh, he put him down very nicely, so gently. What a nice guy that Razor is. I always used to love when Razor would do that. I still, to this day, do that at work. Like, after a crazy long night, I'll just go. Shout out to Razor. I would also do it back when I was a competitive bowler. You know, on my last roll of the game, if I, you know, rolled a good game, 250, 260, something like that. Bobby goes, I never thought he'd be able to get DiBiase up in that. I mean, DiBiase's not a small guy, but he's not un-Razor's edgeable. You know, like you can get him up. Have you seen Scott Hall? He's not Razor's edging Andre the Giant. Who the fuck are you? Oh, the Steiners moms. Oh, it's Braun Breaker's grandma. And aunt. Where's Papa Steiner? Oh, those Midwest accents. He's home on the couch. He's not feeling well. Whatever you say sounds good. Mom doesn't even give a shit about Todd. Yes, Jim Cornette's here. I remember when they brought these guys in. Now, what's funny about this, I watched this pay-per-view on the scrambled feed. I didn't buy the pay-per-view this year. I didn't get it bought for me or anything. I didn't spend my own money on it. So I was watching it and listening to it on the pay-per-view scramble. And prior to the match, when they announced the Heavenly Bodies, I thought I was familiar with them because I know I had seen them in magazines somewhere, but I wasn't totally sure. So I remember when I'm listening to the scrambled feed and I'm trying to get an idea from the announcers what these guys look like. I'm like, are these the guys who I think, is this who I think it is? And I had an image of them in my head of who these two guys were, but I remember not being completely sure. And there was a part of me that felt like they were going to maybe beat the Steiners. I actually thought they had a chance to win here, but that would be silly. They're in Detroit. This is they brought in the Smoky Mountain ordeal with Jim Cornette. They had the championships there for a while. Rock and Roll Express came in too. This is one of my favorite renditions of the Steiners. I loved their WWE music, that collegiate sounding fight song music. It's not the U of M fight song, but I like it. It's catchy. And I thought they were presented in terms of their package, the Michigan jackets, the music, just as good, if not better, than they were in WCW. But I just think they enjoyed their time better in the NWA and WCW than here in WWE. I don't think Braun Breaker was even born yet, was he? I still think Breaker hasn't slid out yet. Color-wise, the gear is similar to what Braun Breaker was wearing last night. The Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey. Ooh, that is really a bad landing there. I love that the sister called Rick Rob. Never noticed that before. Hey, wait a minute. Now that I think about it, where is Braun Breaker billed from? Is he billed from Michigan? Do they say where he's from when he comes down to the ring? I've never even like really listened to Samantha introduce him. The anthology has the Coliseum exclusive, so I got to get in sync. Oh, you're trying to watch that way? Oh, okay. Yeah, that might be a little harder. Hey, come to think of it. I thought I had it. I was going to pull out SummerSlam 93, but I can't find it. I swear I have it. It's driving me crazy. I'm trying to find it. It might be MIA. I was going to put SummerSlam 93 right here in my VHS copy, and I'm just not seeing it on the shelf back there. I know I have it. Oh, well, maybe somebody stole it. One of y'all break in, steal my SummerSlam 93, man. I got security cameras. I'll watch the footage. It's probably you, Michael. No, actually, that sounds like something like Transferring Heat would do. It's probably you. Probably snuck in here when I was sleeping all soundly. Stole my Coliseum video. Asshole. That is weird to have a tape randomly disappear, though. Okay, I got to give up looking. There's a tag team championship match underway here. Oh, he's built from Atlanta. Okay, yeah, well, that's where they all live. Breaker was born in 1997. My God, I was 20. I'm like 20 years older than this fucker. Makes me mad. Ian Dunn, good to see you, man. Oh, my week's been great. Worked my ass off at work, and then had a blast here watching SummerSlam last night with everybody. Now we're watching a classic SummerSlam. We're going to do more tomorrow. Life's good here in Southern California. Very little to complain about. The Gigolo's going. I like when Jimmy Del Rey, he could do the stomach thing. You know what I mean? What I'm talking about? He might have done it. There he's doing it. Yes, there it is. Yeah, I do that a lot in front of the mirror. When nobody's home. Naked. Oh, that's the Rock's float over. That's funny, too, because, you know, when The Rock was training to be a wrestler in the warehouse, he was training with Dr. Tom, who taught him that move. And I think Tom taught it to Gigolo as well. Very interesting. Or Gigolo taught it to Tom. I like that drop toe hold knee to the back of the head. Shout out to Danny Davis, who they just decided to drop the whole angle with him being a bad guy. Banned for life. Life just means 2 years. Yeah, Transferring Heat, it is a good point that we saw the Steiners in the audience last night. The two Steiners that are in the ring were in the audience watching Breaker compete. And now we're watching Mom and Sister Steiner watching Scott and Rick compete for the titles. Pretty cool. You know, I'm a big believer in the multiverse, and somewhere out there, a Bret Hart and Hulk Hogan SummerSlam 1993 main event exists. It's out there somewhere. Accessing it and experiencing it, that's a whole nother problem. Those are two, Colin, those are two different Danny Davises. OVW Danny Davis and this Danny Davis. So I don't know what that Danny Davis is up to these days. Oh, he went for the same float over, and this time Steiner kind of a Northern Lights throw, which was cool. Oh, wow. Double underhook. The Doctor of Desire. Now, Del Rey, Gigolo would go, he would wrestle in WCW too as Jimmy Graffiti. And of course, Dr. Tom would become Zip. Bulldog coming up. Oh, look out. Steiner almost fell off the top rope. There's the big Bulldog. I don't know who that is. Farrier? Die the same way Savage? I don't know who that is. Oh, tennis racket. That would not put down Rick Steiner. I mean, I'm pretty sure getting whacked in the back with a tennis racket would hurt like shit, but I could kick out of that. I'd still hurt for like 4 days after, but I could definitely kick out. So if I could, Rick Steiner definitely can. Moonsault, holding him for a moonsault. That's... I don't know how that was going to work anyway, holding somebody up for a moonsault. Fans are calling for it. Frankensteiner coming up. I like how Rick dove in. I think he knew he was the legal man. Still tag team champions. This, to me, was peak Steiners. I know Steiners are most known and probably saw their highest success in WCW, like, overall. But I really liked this short little 6 months where they were just presented and the music and the title belts and... But the way they were, like, when they swapped them with Money Inc. a couple times, I think they swapped them with the Quebecers even, or they lost them to the Quebecers. Like, to me, they could have been a decorated team the same way the Bulldogs were, the Harts, or something like that. I thought they were going to be here to stay. And I cannot believe that it just didn't work out for them. To me, as a fan at the time, they were money. And I was a big fan. Oh, Joe Fowler. I forgot about you. You look like Uncle Joey from Full House. You look like Uncle Joey Fowler. Doesn't he look like Uncle Joey? And there's Diesel. You've won it. You've lost it. I'm a TP. I'm a wigwam. The problem is you're too tense. Chris Ludvig, thanks for the $5. You were 7 when this SummerSlam aired. His short hair is whack. Hey, Heartbreak. Yeah. Hey, Heartbreak. No, just keep him off the champ. Let's get out of here, champ. I love early Diesel was cracked me up the way he spoke and stuff. But Chris, you said you were 7 when the SummerSlam happened and you asked your mom what a gigolo was and you got in trouble. You got in trouble for that. It's a simple question. Your mom sounds like an asshole. Tell her that. Call her right now. Tell her I said that. I'm just kidding. You should have become a gigolo just to teach her a lesson. Say, hey, Mom, I'm MMA gigolo. That's so funny. Mom, what's a gigolo? Like, that's not even that hardcore of a word. You could have been like, Mom, what's a crack whore? You'd have been in worse trouble. And I wouldn't have blamed your mom for punishing you for that. You probably deserved it. You were probably a little shit too back then, Chris. We all were. As a fan at the time watching this, I was 1,000,000,000% convinced that Mr. Perfect was going to be winning this Intercontinental Championship here. This is the first SummerSlam where it does not change hands. 89, 90, 91, and 92. Or 88, 89, 90, 91, and 92. 5 straight SummerSlams. I saw a hilarious social media post of a bunch of pictures of Shawn. It's like, it's wild that Shawn's gimmick was to be a womanizing ladies' man and not the gayest guy to ever live. Because the outfit, I mean, it was, back then it was ridiculous. It's even more so now. Fucking dressed like a village person with his one dance move. Like, what are those two things on the side of the IC title? Oh, okay. They're there. I guess they were just illuminated in the light. All right, here comes Mr. Perfect. I mean, I thought we were going to leave this show with Lex Luger as WWE Champion and Mr. Perfect as Intercontinental Champion. Neither happened. No title changes. Radio WWF, Jim Ross and Gorilla regulated to radio duty. Oh, there's that Hogan fan that was the front row to the King of the Ring. He's still hanging around. Yeah, check out Shawn's ass. Look how, like, kind of chubby Shawn got. Bobby, I think, got hit in the eye with something, he said. Yeah, Sherry's long gone, JR. She's probably about to show up in WCW if she is not yet already. I mean, like, look at the size of Shawn's ass. I mean, it's huge for him. He put on a little bit of weight here. He claims that traveling with Diesel, he was like matching all the food he was eating, and that's why he gained weight. And it would be like a month after this that he would have that that drug test fail, which he's always alluded to the fact that it was like a steroid or a performance-enhancing something. But he argued that he wasn't taking anything like that unless he took something by mistake. But he's like, look at me, I'm like a fat ass. I got a big fat ass. I'm not taking the juice, you know? Diesel's just there to keep the chicks off his back, y'all. That's all he's there to do. Nothing else. No, that did not look good. I really wish Perfect would have won the belt here. I was 100% convinced he was going to. I remember being pretty surprised that he didn't. Spawn, yeah. Sherry, I don't remember why Sherry left, but I do think there might have been a failed drug test involved there as well that sent her to WCW. But I do think she was going through some issues around that time too, which probably all that contributed. Hmm. I remember right after the Palace was built, I had visited in the summertime, but it wasn't basketball season, so we were able to get like a private tour of the Palace. They took us around. I have pictures of it from taking a picture of the court and just being in there was really cool. 'Cause I was a big like Pistons fan back then, so and I just moved away from Michigan, so I was even bigger of a fan and missed it a lot. So getting to tour the Palace when nobody was inside of it was kind of cool. Luna is still around because she would be hanging out with Bam Bam pretty soon. She was like his main squeeze and all that, and that was around this time into '94. So yeah, she is still there, I believe. Yeah, this IC match just didn't give me the same, like, some of those classics, you know? Perfect with Bret and Bret with Davey, and even the Warrior matches in 88 and 89, there was just a special vibe to them. When Perfect lost to Kerry Von Erich, special vibe to that. This just, it's lacking all of that. It's lacking the energy. Did they have the WWF Superstar line yet? Bad Boys documentary narrated by Kid Rock was a great doc. Oh, I love that old T-shirt, the bad Detroit Bad Boys T-shirt with the basketball and the skull and all that. It's so awesome. I wish it could be narrated by Eminem because I hate Kid Rock. Oh, there's Diesel. Look out. Oh, super kick. Damn, he wasn't using it as a finisher yet. Hmm. Use them. I know they just got like a regular ass table out there for the announcers. Hmm. The arrogance. These are the tights. This Shawn Michaels gear. This is what the ass boys wear in AEW. They wear like kind of version of those trunks. Or at least they did a few months ago. I don't know what they're wearing now. Okay, they did have the superstar line. Somebody calling in and asking about Hogan and Jake. Well, Jake was already, he might have even been gone from WCW. He got there in 92. I don't know how long he lasted. I still want to know where the VHS tape is. Like a Slim Jim. It is gone. That Diesel's hair is still so short. Punched his way out. Oh, big uppercut. Perfect's gonna nail a dropkick here. Boom. He loves that. He goes super fast on the ropes. He'll do a leapfrog. And then come in with like a torpedo dropkick. So good. Ooh, big knee lift to Shawn. No. I wonder when that Bad Boys 30 for 30 came out, because I have these. I have this one, this box set. All right, there we go. This is volume 1. Films 1 through 15. And then this is volume 2. Episodes 16 through 30. I've never really gone through and looked at this. So it might be on one of these. I'm not sure. But I do have 30 for 30s. Perfect Plex way too close to the ropes. Diesel's got the legs. Oh, Perfect knocked off the Ray-Bans. Oh, Shawn getting... I feel like Hennig gets hit with a punch or something. Oh. Oh, no, he got posted instead. Oh, and he's going to count him out just like that? Count it out. Shawn Michaels wins. Unbelievable. The sexy boy steals a win and is the first Intercontinental Champion in history to retain at SummerSlam. Perfect coming in, a little post-match action here. Oh, there's the punch. Because in those early days, that's what Diesel had. He had the punch. They're making a big deal about his punch. Don't get Vinny Vegas mad. Yeah, this was a very disappointing SummerSlam match. I even remember listening to it on the scramble, being like, what? Perfect didn't win? That's horseshit. Oh, season 2. Okay, so I've got it then, Garrett. Yeah, Todd's pissed too. I don't blame him. Fucking mullets, man. Oh, Razor Ramon and Jim Cornette are on the hotline. I also have this, so I guess I do have that Bad Boys, but I have got this. This is sealed, collector's edition, Pistons 88-89 championship. It's got all these DVDs. And it's like completely sealed. I've never even opened this. Motor City Madness. So anyway, I have this too, but I've never opened it and watched it. I've had it for years, probably over 10 years I've had this. Look at him. Still got his eyebrows. They haven't been shaved off yet.
You know, the butterflies are going in my stomach. I know I'm real excited to be out there, but this is a chance of a lifetime for me. God, I'm just so nervous.
Erwin R. Shyster, IRS, he's bigger, he's stronger. But then again, most everybody you take on is bigger and stronger.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that.
I remember a kid wrestling on ESPN as the Lightning Kid when he was wrestling for, was it, I guess it would have been, was it WCCW that was running ESPN for a while there?
I'm being told that IRS is in the ring. This is it, kid. It's your time.
Go.
Enjoy the moment. All right.
Thanks, Joe, but I got to get out of here. I got a match. Boy, he would come out of his shell, would he not? My God. Oh, it's known as the Tax Cheat City? That's the best you got on a promo, Irwin? I'm glad that your son was better at promos than you. Because that was awful. It's kind of like an early version of his theme here. Gets a match at SummerSlam. I kind of forgot this match was on the card. Oh, yeah, it was AWA. But there was something, God, there was a Texas, because I remember like Eric Embry and Iceman King Parsons and Skandor Akbar and all those guys, John Tatum, were on ESPN a lot. I thought that was a Texas outfit. My memory is shoddy. It's over. I'm glad Bobby called out Vince on his it's over bullshit. It's like, it's not over. 1, 2, it's over. Yeah, global wrestling. Okay. I couldn't remember what they were calling it. Big, oh, big press drop kick. I like that. The White Sox lost their 20th straight game today. Way to go, White Sox. Boy, they're, when they changed their design kind of back to the old way and they had the socks, you know, maybe in like 1990 or something, boy, that was all the rage. All the kids wanted to get their hands on the black Sox hat, fitted hat. And I went to a middle school at the time that was called Cox, C-O-X. So we had our hats, C-O-X, in the same style as the White Sox, and our colors were green and white. They look great. It looks so good. Yeah, this IRS character is definitely a Vince creation because he's, you know, probably always had a problem with, you know, paying taxes and the IRS, and that's the way all rich people are. The more they have, the more they want. Like, if I got $100 billion, I really don't care how much taxes you're taking from me. How much fucking money do I need? All the wrong people are rich in this world. If I won $10 billion, I swear to God, give me $100 million so I can really live it up the rest of my life. And you can literally have all the rest. Give it to all my friends and family, put their kids through college, buy them all houses. You know, what the fuck? I don't need all that. I would literally buy everyone I've ever known a house. I'd buy my closest friends homes and cars and put everybody I knew through college and paid for medical bills and pay for everything. I just pay for everything. I'm like, just send me the bills, y'all. And then once I run out of money, you can't send me any more bills. Can you imagine going through life and not liking your name? I love this pinning combination here. Nice. I always forget what it's called. Yeah, he's so outweighed. I mean, Irwin's not even that big, but he's got, what, 70 pounds on the kid here? The kid looks to be about $160 at best here. I'm about $175 these days, myself. Oof. Revenue write-off. He got him. Oh, does Bobby got his telestrator? Or the brain scan, excuse me. The brain scan. This is not working. Oh, now he's doing it. WWE playing around with technology. That is the worst looking thing I've ever seen. Terrible. Terrible illustration. Look at Owen and his hair. He looks like Johnny Lawrence. Sexy Johnny Lawrence. Nice taupe shirts. They say taupe is very soothing.
Major reconstructive knee surgery after an accident that happened down here a couple of weeks ago involving that idiot Jerry Lawler.
Oh.
The vitriolic attacks on the Hart family continued by Jerry Lawler. Owen, what exactly happened to your dad?
Now, if Owen didn't have the mullet and he just had regular short hair, he would kind of have a hairstyle similar to like 2000, 2001. Now how boys had the funny little fronts to their hair back then. Make sure that Bret Hart rules #1. Bruce. Fucking Bruce. All right, here we go. Look at this Macho Man guy. You coming, Bret? Finally. Super Chicken. Fucking double duty night for Bret. Leather pants, tucked in cowboy boots. Well, is there any other way to wear it? I mean, when I wear leather pants and cowboy boots, which is all the time, I tuck mine in. What are you doing? Leaving them untucked, We Are Pro Wrestling? Oh, your sheer leather just flailing about? Call yourself a cowboy. You're not a real cowboy like me and Bruce and Owen. I don't remember when why Big Bully didn't make it very long in '91, but I remember briefly when I first saw him, and I believed this for about 30 seconds, a full 30 seconds, maybe even longer, before I really stared at him and realized that it wasn't him. I thought it was Rick Steiner. Then I was like, no, that's not him, but damn, it kind of looks like him. It's like the same thing when Demolition brought in Crush. He had the face paint on, and I thought he was Scott Steiner. I'm like, is that Scott Steiner? Because he had the hair, you know? And then I just kind of stared, and I'm like, okay, that's not him, but he's close. So poor Lawler. Right before I left for Hawaii, I ranked Bret Hart's matches at SummerSlam. And I think these two matches came in like number 5 and 6. Like, they're not bad. Jose Lopez, did I watch SummerSlam 2009? Yeah, I'm sure I did. I don't remember much about it. But I watched it. I couldn't even tell you what the main event of that show was. I was really checked out from like 2005 to 2010. What's going on, Lawler? You know, what happened to your leg? I'm worried about his leg. Jesus, Lawler. You're wrinkled up, old mother. Oh, F off, Lawler. Lawler. Did Lawler say that he rented a limousine? Why the F is he driving a limousine? He's like, the airbags didn't work, the radio didn't work. You shouldn't be driving a limousine anyway. I thought he said limousine. But he has to come out here and tell a whole story on the microphone live. That's so hard. This whole speech lasts as long as a match does. Oh, Punk versus Jeff. That's right, Daniel. Thanks. Ryan Adams, would you ever do a Road Wild Hog Along watch along or a Road Wild Hog Wild watch along? Those are terrible. Those shows suck. I doubt it. when we don't have any pay-per-views left to do, we'll bust those out. This is a rip-off. You coward, Bret Hart. Man, this has just dragged on so long. All the other wrestlers came up to Lawler and said, let me take your place, I bet. Finally, get out the court jester. Court jester. Oh, I love the this is the best Doink. The old Doink theme. Matt Bourne in the character. I really wish they would have ran with it, you know? Like, turn Doink into... Like, Doink might have been ahead of his time. They bring Doink in now and put him with, like, the Wyatt 6 or something. He'd be perfect. Throwing confetti. Oh, yeah, he's going to douse Owen and Bruce with water. Or just Bruce. There, Bret's got him. Look at Bruce is here. This is back when Bruce still thought he'd be the one to feud with Bret. Bruce, chill out, bro. Owen's leather pants are just too perfect. Martha is a lucky woman. Homeboy is sexy. Wade, I don't know when Matt Bourne made his final appearance as Doink. I don't think it's here. But I don't know exactly. Seb, I'm 41. How old are you? Oh, hi, how are you? I think you said, how old are you? How are you? I'm glad you just found me a few weeks ago. Glad you're here. There's a cool thing about Bourne. Like, Bourne could work. Like, Bret and Doink had a pretty good match here, from what I remember. A fiery wreck. Oh, Bobby's getting choked up. Because Lawler ran into a burning school bus and saved 45 kids. Oh my God. 45 kids. Only to be attacked during his coronation. That's true. All right. Sorry, I didn't go far. Just had to open a window over there. It amazes me that I don't remember Doink ever really losing his hair. I mean, that mask was on pretty tight. Seeing Bruce soaked in water is hilarious. I shout out to Bill Alfonso is our referee for this thing. He's a great technical wrestler. A wounded man, a crippled man. Look out, Bret. Doink from behind. Jose Lopez. Let's be real, Greg. Watching you makes me want to start a podcast sometime in the future. Well, if you do, I have 2 words for you. Body glitter. Subscribers will go crazy. Hey, I'm with you. I like the Lawler and Bret feud from 93 a little bit better than 95 because 95 was a little bit stupid with the kiss my foot and the Isaac Yankem and all that shit. This was a little bit better. But at the time, I mean, I was already full fangirl Bret by this point, fangirl of Bret. So I was, as a fan, a bit on the frustrated side. I didn't really dislike Luger or anything quite yet around this time. I was just baffled why they would try to rebirth Hogan in him, you know? I'm like, don't you want to move away from this crap, you know? You want to get another muscle-bound Patriot guy, you know, that is just a discount version of Hogan? Is that what we're doing? But yeah, it was. Because Vince is stupid. One of the dumbest things Vince ever did was trying to recreate Hogan after he lost him. I mean, honestly, if you really want to be fair about it, there's really not a whole lot of difference between what Vince did with Luger and what he did with fake Razor and Diesel. It's the same shit, you know? I love that Bobby here hears everybody give up. It's a nice STF, too, by Matt Bourne. Honestly, I mean, this would probably be a pretty decent shoot. I mean, Matt Bourne was kind of a gnarly son of a bitch. And if this was this got into a real fisties, I don't know. Chris Ludek, you still in the chat? Do you know anything about Matt Bourne and Bret Hart? Who do you think would win a shoot between those two? I'd like to think Bret would, but I'm not totally confident. Who was a better horseman, Roma or Sid? Sid. I think 3 of Sid's pubes wrapped up in a Burger King napkin would be a better horseman than Paul Roma. Oh, that's the, oh yeah, the stunt. I was like, what is this called? The stunt puller? I mean, that would hurt like shit. Hey, Bill Alfonso, are you blind? That's just for Bobby. That's just for balance. It's okay. You can do that. It's just for balance. Oh, finally he sees it. I always loved Bill Alfonso because he really did look like a straight up crackhead. And I love people who look like crackheads. They're my favorite. Even here in this match, he kind of looks a little cracky, doesn't he? But he would really adopt it in ECW. Full blown crack by that point. Whoopee cushion coming up. Oh, he's dancing on the top rope too. Look at that. Oh, Bret got the knees up on the whoopee. Do people still use whoopee cushions anymore? Boy, they're a big thing. We take them to school and shit. Wow. Wow, really a lot of velocity on that Irish whip. Russian leggy. So nice. Second rope elbow. God, that's so fucking smooth. He hits that elbow so perfectly. Turn him over. I mean, he puts it on so well. Like, look at Bret's shit compared to, like, Sting, Scorpion. Sting, I love you, but my God. Oh, there's Lawler. With the crutch. Oh, he broke it. It's a miracle. It's a miracle. He can walk. Oh. You fucking piece of shit. The family is going nuts. Literally broke the crutch. He perpetrated a fraud. I like how Lawler's got like the little bit of hair growing in the back and it's kind of like curled up. I think he's trying to start to grow his mullet around this time. All right, I'm going to get another cold 805. Be right back. Nothing's wrong with Lawler. We all knew that. Jack Tunney. I miss Jack Tunney. When you saw him, you knew shit was going to go down. That's why authority figures were so much better, I think, in those days. Because when you saw that authority figure, you knew you were likely going to get a historic announcement of some kind. Like we got Lanza, fucking Strongbow, Patterson. Rene Goulet's out there, Joey Morella, Kyoto, Timmy White. Fucking Lanza. I love him. Dave Hebner's out there. Danny Davis. Oh, Jackson, come out there and get on the mic. Lanza and Strongbow ain't letting Lawler leave either. You got my attention. For life. Well, you won't. I mean, Lawler should take his chances here. Because Jack Tunney has banned people from life for life before, and they were only banned for like 3 years at the most. So Lawler could have gotten that lifetime ban and been back by 1995 to do the Kiss My Foot match. It's funny that Jack Tunney banned someone for life on the microphone when Danny Davis is at ringside. That's funny. That's really funny. Dripping with irony. Is there a dildo in the ring, y'all? What's that? See that thing? Oh, that might have been a piece of the crutch. Okay. Not a dildo. Big backdrop. Oh. I like Bret's got one strap down like Andre. Bret always did an excellent job of really looking like he's been in a war, you know, after a grueling match or something. He always looked it, you know? I do remember as a fan when Lawler came in, it was hard to like wrap my brain around because everything I had known about now Bret's got the crutch. He didn't get a DQ for that. Everything I knew about Lawler was legendary, you know? I knew most of him from what I remembered of the Andy Kaufman stuff and a lot of magazines, and I was well aware of his history and how many championships he won and what a big star he was. And when he came into WWE as not only just a heel, but a cowardly, weak heel, I was like, how is this guy a champion hero in one territory and a little bitch in the other? It was wild to me. I remember just a couple of weeks before they brought in Sid to be Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, they announced Sid and debuted him on the King's Court. Well, like 2 or 3 weeks before that, Lawler beat him for the USWA title. And here he's like introducing, wow, this guy's a monster. I'm like, yeah, you pinned him. Just days ago, you know? It was just wild. Can't get away with that now. Well, I mean, the referee let Bret hit Lawler in the back with a crutch, so I think Alfonso could probably let that one slide there. Does Lawler have another move other than a fist and a pile driver? Yeah. He kicks. Saw him kick once. Sometimes he does a second rope fist. So there's 2 whole new moves you didn't even know about. You're not going to see any Spanish flies from Lawler. Lawler's got another part of the crutch, which the broken bits have got to be sharp and quite dangerous. Come on, Bret, stop him. Oh, ooh, right in the throat. Bruce is like breached the guardrail. Bruce is crazy. I don't think Bruce is right. I like how Lawler shows his muscles. I always like how Earthquake did that too. He'd always go like that. I'm like, Earthquake, you ain't got no muscles, man. Oh, Bret, double straps are down now. I can see why the ladies liked Bret. It's not hard to see. Any women here in the chat? Angie, you still around? What do you think of 93 Bret? Would you? Oh, Lawler got his straps down. We got double straps. We're topless now. It's a topless SummerSlam. Pile driver to Lawler. I'm glad we got to see two of Bret Hart's middle rope elbows. Getting the thumbs down now. This is where Bret's going to essentially win the match. Nobody to save Lawler. Nowhere to go. Submits with a sharpshooter right in the middle. I mean, I think he hasn't given up yet. Look at Lawler hanging on. There we go. Okay, yeah, see, Angie confirms. I'm just making sure. I mean, I figured. I just wanted to double check on that. Ding, 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 ding. You know, Julie Hart, you know, back in her days, she was a dish. Bret had a hot one at home, but he wandered. This is just such an absurd finish here. How many times has WWE told us the referee's decision is final, and then they pull this shit? They're trying to pull him off. I mean, can you blame Bret for any of this? I'm going to break his damn back. So it was harder for me to enjoy this watching it on the scramble because I can only envision what Bret's doing to Lawler. But when they reversed the decision, I remember feeling really cheated and pissed off. But I don't mind it so much now watching it, but at the time, I'm like, what? Now Bret's going to lose and now Lawler gets to be the king? Look at the legends. Pat Patterson, Rene Goulet, Timmy White, Strongbow, Lanza, Kyoto, both Hebners, Danny Davis. Look at Patterson's yelling at Alfonso. What did you want me to do, man? I'm like, you're the former wrestler here. You and Lanza and Tony Gurria's out there, dude. Just all y'all pull him off. There's more than enough old man strength out there. Old man strength is a real thing. I'm starting to notice that. And there's enough old men out there to pry Bret off of Lawler. A couple times at work even, I'm like, how the hell did I lift that? Old man strength. It just comes. Just shows up. They are kind of. Oh, now we get a good wide shot of Owen's leather pants tucked into his cowboy boots. Oh, that's so hot. How sportsmanlike. Reverse the decision. Fucking bullshit, man. Goulet was a face and a heel. Now Tony Gurria, he wrestled face a lot. Goulet, was it Goulet or was it Gurria? I'm pretty sure it's Rene Goulet. It could be Gurria. I'm not sure. I think it's Rene Goulet. I'm pretty sure Rene Goulet was on the first ever televised WWE match on the USA Network. I think it's like Goulet and Santana or something. It could be. Oh, Bruce jumps on the stretcher. Oh, see, that's why if Bruce would have been selected instead of Owen, you know, it still probably would have had its entertainment value to it. Look at Jack Doan wheeling off, Jack Doan in a suit wheeling off Lawler. But, because Bruce was pretty, like, kind of unpredictable, and he had, when he was angry, mad, and trying to kill somebody, oh, Lawler doing the little one, he would bump and move a lot like Vince McMahon. You know, just super all over the place. Not in control of his body. And it was so funny. But still, the right call was made with Owen. Bill Alfonso screwed Bret Hart. Bret Hart should have showed up in ECW and just fucked up Taz and Sabu. And then put Bill Alfonso in the sharpshooter for an hour and a half. And say, I'm not letting go, Paul Heyman, until you pay me my fee for tonight. And, of course, Paul Heyman doesn't have any money, so the money would never come, and Bret Hart would just keep the sharpshooter on him the whole time. Oh, Ludvig Borga. He looks like Brock Lesnar, doesn't he? Lex Luger.
Right here, in the middle of the American dream. Well, keep on dreaming, Lex Luger, because if this is what you stand up.
Speaking of dates, I went on a date to the movie Die Hard 3 with a girl that had no idea that I knew or watched wrestling at all. And I saw Ludvig Borga and I kept it to myself. I didn't say anything. I was like, that's Ludvig Borga. He's in Die Hard 3, but I couldn't like mark out in front of her because I wanted to have a second date. But I remember just watching and smiling and be like, I can't share this moment with anybody. I have to just keep it bottled in. Oh, shut up, Borga.
This land of opportunities. Well, I'm gonna take my opportunity to show all you so-called American wrestlers.
And he was going to be the big challenger to Luger, you know, like just the same old format, patriotic American champion with foreign heel challengers. It's like, come on, man. Oh, Marty. Marty's here. Oh, yeah, Marty's going to face Ludvig Borga. I forgot. Did I close the deal on the date? Yes, but I don't know if it was that date. I don't really remember. The deal was closed eventually, but I don't really remember when it was. I don't even remember what we did before or after that movie. I just remember being at that movie with her. Ludvig. I like this music. I mean, I remember believing he was pretty credible. I mean, for a big, you know, vicious, no-nonsense, ass-kicking heel, he's kind of like, would you agree that he's kind of a combination of Brock Lesnar and Gunther? And I remember thinking he was kind of a badass dude. And plus, they had him going on an undefeated run for a while there. And I think he was the one that beat Tatanka, right, for his first loss? But he wouldn't last. They'd eventually just job him out to Luger, and then he'd be gone.
From Helsinki. And perhaps it'll be here at SummerSlam where Mr. Borga's undefeated streak comes to a cross call. Jannetty. Jannetty, look at that. A shot to the rib by Ludvig Borga, another one.
Jannetty was a perfect guy to use to put him over here, too.
Was the European Junior Heavyweight Boxing Champion as a teenager. Obviously, he has gained a great deal of strength and size since that occasion. Ludvig Borga hammering away.
You know, you can take a 300-pound man. You can have him deadlift 989 pounds. That's an accomplishment.
Oh, my goodness.
But when the man hates and has fury inside of him like this man,
If I remember, I think Ludvig Borga took his own life, so I don't remember what his issues were or why. But I mean, he had less than a year run in the company.
Given day here in the WWF.
well, yeah, that is true. But I don't know this guy. Well, this guy's something different.
Receiving in those high knees to the ribs. The official warning Ludvig Borga. And Borga thus far pouring it on Marty Jannetty. Off the rope.
Did he throw him up and punch him on the way down? That's awesome.
That was impressive.
And this is great because Jannetty is fresh off a IC title run here earlier on in the summer. So you're trying to smash this guy over, have him just completely dominate a former Intercontinental Champion. I mean, that's nothing to shake a stick at there. Borga. I love the name.
Former Intercontinental Champion, one of the great competitors. Another shot by Ludvig Borga.
When's the last time he had a nice finish punch? Like the Wayne punch.
I say finish punch.
Take the ribs out.
You mentioned earlier, Borga, the Scandinavian deadlift champion.
The Scandinavian deadlift champion. I love it.
Power this man possesses. Once you got all this hatred running through your body, and your
I know, right? What do we got against Finland? What have they done to us? I'm fascinated with countries like that and like a place like Denmark and stuff. I think the problem is just the location globally, too cold, too far north, too gray, too cloudy. But I'd still like to take some trips, see that stuff before I die.
Borga has made a tremendous impact in those 2 months, but there's no way you can compare the two.
You know how many pro fights he had? Boxing 47, 43 by knockout, never lost.
Ludvig Borga.
Oh,
Respect.
Look at this. Look
The
at this.
athletes thus far here in the World Wrestling Federation
Blowing his horn at the guy.
obviously does not respect America. There, I call it powerful Ludvig.
there's a sign in the crowd that says Lardwig's hate section. He's not Lardwig. He's just a big guy. He's not at all fat.
Punches.
I love that they can barely spell the words or have enough room for the letters. I noticed that back in the Attitude Era days of sign making. People would run out of room and then have to squeeze the letters in. It was hilarious. I would buy multiple sheets. That way, if I did something like that, I'd start over.
It's like the zipper and stay fair. You know the ride that goes around and no one ever survives. Ludvig Borga. Hammering Marty Jannetty now, setting him up for perhaps more coming up the rope. And will he get it?
The zipper. What's the movie where the guy takes a little baby on the zipper? It's not maybe his Hangover with Zach Galifianakis. I don't know. Oh, 2 super kicks right to the throat. That's a good spot to hit Big Ludvig. Caught.
This is a monster. Ludvig Borga. You can see that hate in his eyes, can't you?
Just waiting for him to get up. He's going to go for a... More right hands. Oh, torture rack. He's going to submit to that torture rack. Yeah, Borga annihilated him.
I'd like to see the replay of this. I want to show you the power of this man. I want to show you what this man can do in the ring. Look at this. Let's go to 40-pound Marty Jannetty. Leaping in midair. Borga catches him. Puts him exactly how he wants him. And then drives him into the mat. Ludvig Borga.
Your winner, Ludvig Borga.
Ludvig Borga. Victorious by a pay-per-view here in the World Wrestling Federation. SummerSlam.
You can't remember the Conquistadors. I don't think they had one. They never won a match.
Thanksgiving Eve, prepare yourself for a little stuffing. And perhaps some squash. Survivor Series, the Thanksgiving Eve tradition America waits for, only on pay-per-view.
I like those WWE logos on the monitors. Little American flags. That will be your last night in the company, Bobby. Or last pay-per-view. Ha! Don't buy that WCW pay-per-view by mistake. That's what Vince said.
That's 4 men, and they're all one. The tag team. No, it's 8 men, really. 4 could be 3 against 1. Could be 2 against 2. It could be anything, Bobby. Well, one guy could be left against all 4. Then again, if you think about it, if you have 3 guys there against 2 guys, well, then that's 3 against 2. But if you go with 2 against 2, well, that's pretty even. But as you can say, it's the only pay-per-view worth waiting for Thanksgiving Eve. Let's go up now to Howard Finkel. You interrupted me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, scheduled for one fall, is
Ooh.
the rest.
Oh, it's the rest in peace match. Jesus, I'll be right back.
There will be no disqualification. Oh no. There will be no countdown. Oh no. There will be a decisive winner.
And just who will that winner be? We are live from the Tommy Pavilion. This is SummerSlam. This is the World Wrestling Federation. And this is the Giant Gonzalez. The Giant Gonzalez. The Giant Gonzalez. Managed by Harvey Whippleman. Giant Gonzalez against The Undertaker. Yes, someone will rest in peace as a result of this matchup. And there, in the clutches of Harvey Whippleman, the urn that Harvey was instrumental in stealing from The Undertaker. No. He earned it. Oh, I say, yeah, right. Harvey Whippleman holding the power, if you would, a source of power for The Undertaker. Look at the size of Giant Gonzalez. Have you ever seen anything like it before?
No, I haven't. I mean, this man is awesome. Look, he dwarfs everybody. Well, dwarfing Finkel isn't a big accomplishment, you know, but the man's 8 feet tall, and he's a monster. A real monster.
Now. See ya.
All right. See, I haven't even missed the full entrances yet. I just wanted to go downstairs and say goodbye to Elizabeth. Sorry about that. Thanks for waiting. And I remember, of course, I watched it on the scramble, but I did find it kind of cool to see Undertaker coming out by himself for a little while after Paul Bearer got beat up. I think Paul Bearer returns here, though, but he came out to the ring a couple times on his own. And I'm not sure if we found the answer to that. I know this is the last time Gonzalez, I think, is on TV. I don't know how long he hangs around WWE after this, but probably not long. I think this was it. Because it had already felt here like they had moved Taker kind of into a feud with Mr. Hughes, but then Mr. Hughes wouldn't stick around either, so... Mr. Hughes is in and out like 3 different times in WWE, briefly. He was here in like 93, then he came back as like a manager for Triple H, and then he came back again and linked up with Jericho, I think, and he was just never stuck. The muscle suit. I can't get over the muscle suit, man. Oh, good point, Ray Fran. This might have been the first time the lights went out for Taker. It might have been, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised. El Gigante. This same year, I watched Royal Rumble on Scramble. And I remember when he came out, hearing Gorilla Monsoon describe him, and I was like, that's El Gigante. It has to be. Because he's like, he's 8 feet tall, and the only dude I knew in the wrestling world that was that tall was El Gigante. And I hadn't seen him in WCW in a while. So even without being able to see the screen, I knew it was him. I'm like, they must have signed him. I mean, he is a huge guy. The Bigfoot costume just cracks me up, though. If anybody hasn't thumbs up smashed, you can do that during this boring-ass match if you feel like it. Take a quick second. Click me on a little thumbs up there. Fucking Harvey Whippleman. Oh, gee, he's got a chair. And I remember thinking, I mean, there's technically a stip to this match. Which just means no rules, rest in peace, but... They could have made a double wide, double long casket for Gonzalez and just done a casket match. Oh. Shh. Gonzalez is in an episode of Thunder in Paradise. You know, I think oddly Gonzalez and Hogan were friends or something. There's some behind-the-scenes footage of WrestleMania 9 backstage earlier on in the day, and you see like Hogan and Gonzalez kind of like playfully locking up. And they seemed like they were getting along and having a good time. Like, maybe they became bros.
And the Undertaker back in now, Giant Gonzalez taking it to him. And again, this matchup, no disqualification.
Ooh, Taker went down. I thought Gonzalez was falling.
That's where his power lies.
That's where his power lies. He's trying to get to the urn.
It's like he's going for a tag partner. It's like he's going for help. It's like he's going for the only thing that keeps him going in this world.
That urn is like
He's not getting it.
CM Punk's bracelet.
That urn is owned by Harvey Whippleman.
It's owned by the Undertaker. It's in the possession of Harvey Whippleman.
Same thing.
Undertaker. Look at that. That was what? Another one what? A hard right hand by the Undertaker. Another uplifting chop. Giant Gonzalez beginning to stagger a bit as Undertaker.
Oh, last one.
They just snatched away from him at the last moment. And the Giant Gonzalez had the psychological advantage in this match. They also had the height advantage and the weight advantage. There's no way they can lose.
There's no way they can lose.
God, did you see the way Giant Gonzalez whipped him to the bucket?
Bring out the silver bullet, the wooden stake, and the garlic. Take him home, Giant.
And again, Undertaker crawling to the urn. Trying to seek the power. Power to defeat the 8-foot Giant Gonzalez in a lunge, but to no avail.
Oh, we got the gong.
The music kicked on.
It's Paul Bear. He's alive. You thought he was dead? Oh, he's got a... I was like, I knew he was carrying something. I couldn't tell. A black wreath. The wreath is here. It's only a matter of time. Look at Bruno taking his shirt off. Look how little he is. Down goes Whippleman. Oh, Paul Bear is going to get. He's got the urn back. Well, that's going to be curtains for you there, Gonzalez. Come on, Taker, raise up. He is up. It's a shame we never got to see Taker like tombstone him, you know? Another one. One more. Down he goes. One knee is almost as tall as Taker. That's crazy. Rise up, Taker. Big top rope clothesline here by Taker. Kane style. Pinned him. Shh. Paul Bear. And that's it. Giant Gonzalez experiment in WWE is over. He got Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, and SummerSlam paydays out of it. By the Undertaker. I can't do Vince's voice. Hurts my throat. And they were getting close to the point where they were going to have to give this guy a title shot. And they would in a few months. Oh, are they doing the Gonzalez is mad at Whippleman? Where's the urn? Are they trying to do like a WrestleMania 6 spot here with Bobby and Andre? Try and turn Gonzalez's face for a little quick face run before he leaves. Oh, it's like he was slamming down a little kid. I mean, it's like they kind of did the same thing with Kamala. Once Taker was done with him, they like turned him face, remember? I had kind of forgotten about this rest in peace match. Joe Fowler. Yeah, you're 0-1, baby. A referee from Detroit. Yeah, ripped off. Yoko just staring right at us. God, Joe Fowler does have a lot of cornet. This close-up of Yoko is freaky. Both A&E docs were great, so it was Trish and Becky had an hour each. Is that what it was? Backlund wasn't around full time. He worked Rumble and Mania, but he might have worked a dark match here. I don't remember.
The last thing that you will hear tonight at SummerSlam of '93 is this.
Bonsai.
A picture's worth 1,000. That's 10 grand right there.
What a weird main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the World Wrestling Federation title matchup yet to come here at SummerSlam.
Oh, Smoking Guns. I don't even know what this match is either. I feel like they're going to be facing the Head Shrinkers or something, right? Is Billy the first guy on the show that's still somewhat active? Bart and Billy. Those fucking guns. Stupid ass gimmick, the smoking guns. Oh, it's gonna be they're gonna be teaming with people. Okay, it's gonna be Tatanka. All right, so what is this gonna be? Tatanka and the guns against the head shrinkers and Crush, maybe something like that. Tatanka. Trying to think who else is in the company around this time. It's got to be. Wait, no, Crush wouldn't be a heel yet. So it's got to be the Head Shrinkers and Bam Bam? Maybe Bam Bam. Is Bam Bam there yet? Yeah, Bam Bam was in the main event of the King of the Ring. So yeah, it's got to be Head Shrinkers and Bam Bam. Oh yeah, I see the graphic right there. Yep, Head Shrinkers and Bomb Bomb. Okay, there we go. I figured it out. There's Luna. Of all of Bam Bam's, if you gather up all of his squeezes, Luna is his main one. Jim Ross drinking a Minute Maid. Rest in peace, Alpha. Or no, Sika, excuse me. Alpha's still here. Sika is not. My bad. Thank you, Bobby. Did you guys catch that? Shawn Michaels has left the building. You might want to write it down. Tatanka wearing the crazy war paint. All right, so there's a little six-man buffer here before the main event. I'm assuming the main event is next. I feel like it's got to be. Bam Bam is a force that you're going to have to reckon with.
Well, you know why, don't you? For months now, Tatanka's been making eyes at Luna. And Luna's the main squeeze of Bam Bam.
Fox, as in we're a bunch of foxy chicks. Force, as in we're a force to be reckoned with. And five, as in there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. Oh, look at Bam Bam taking a backy. I feel like Tatanka and Bam Bam had an issue that spanned a couple months here. What an attractive woman. Luna's wicked hot. What are you talking about? I mean, the fact that you have Luna Vachon and Alpha on the same side on the outside of the ring is just crazy. Imagine having those two out there. How crazy is it that Bart Gunn has pretty much been out of the business for a quarter century now, 25 years, around 99. I was there in Philly, saw it live in person. Butterbean knocked his ass out. They briefly tried to bring him back, I think, as part of the hardcore stuff, and just evaporated away. It's a shame. I always thought of the two Guns, Bart was the standout, not Billy. And Billy lasted 25 years longer. Yeah, set it up. Went to college on a rodeo scholarship. They like to say that a lot. I guess that's true. Wait, that can't be true. Well, maybe in tech. Who the fuck is there? Is that such a thing? As a rodeo scholarship? How do you go pro? I guess you go pro in rodeo. But I can't imagine college having that. Like a rodeo team? Really? Yeah, I'm a redshirt freshman there in the rodeo team. Yeah. I guess maybe it's a thing. Rodeo scholarship. Oh, nice kick. Nice. I remember too, like in 92, I think it was around 91 or 92 when the Head Shrinkers came in, being so happy because I remember the Wild Samoans as a kid. And I just thought it was cool that there's two more because we had the Islanders in the 80s, but I didn't directly link in my head those two teams. But when the Head Shrinkers showed up, I did because they looked a lot like Afa and Sika size-wise, hair, movements, everything. And I was just like, I can't believe how many of these guys there are. And the fact that we basically have a second Wild Samoans tag team. Like, the whole thing gets another run. Another team that I thought should have done a little bit better than they did was the New Blackjacks, because I thought Wyndham and Bradshaw were a pretty good... They were pretty good Blackjacks. I think in terms of their accomplishments in the ring, they were better wrestlers than Mulligan and Lanza. Look at Luna. Oh, I didn't know that. This show took place the same day as the debut of Letterman on CBS. You know what I learned also recently? Frank Sinatra died during the last episode of Seinfeld. His ambulance ride was one of the fastest in LA history because everybody was home watching the finale of Seinfeld. So the ambulance actually got to the hospital pretty quick, but he died. Oh. No, I can't. Love that. Ever since I was a kid, them Samoans have got 3 or 4 inch thick craniums. I'm trying to think the black wrestlers. I know JYD and Coco did the hard head thing. I'm trying to think who else did. But all the Samoans did it. Coco and JYD are the only ones that I can remember. You want to stay away from their heads. I don't remember like Atlas or Johnson doing it. Snuka did it. Yeah, Bart hit his head on the bottom rope on the way down. They don't care. I'm just tripping out over Alpha and Luna, like just being in managerial roles on the same side. That's a whole lot of crazy to have to share with each other there. It's like Alpha's like, I'll just eat this here raw chicken, and you just run around screaming like a crazy person. Sound like a deal? Big body slam. Tatanka getting Bammer up on the body slam. Good stuff. DDT. Tatanka going to the top. Yo, Ed Smith, what's up? You were actually at the show. I'm glad you made the trip, man. Hell yeah. Did you talk shit to some Cleveland people? Tell them how awesome Detroit was? Oh, that was a bad count, referee. That was a bad count. Feel like the heels got robbed on that one. Okay, National Intercollegiate Rodeo Association, or the NIRA. NIRA. Cool. So maybe it's true. At first I didn't question. I'm like, oh, he went to school on a rodeo scholarship. Then I'm like, what schools have rodeo scholarships? But I guess there's probably a bunch in Texas that do. Tatanka. Oh, Enziguri takes him out.
Now they're on the warpath. What agility for a 400-pound man, huh? Unbelievable, but nonetheless, I believe Tatanka may be coming back around, but not before.
Oh. Oh, what a kick to Bart. Nice drop kick by Billy. The reason the six-man has been pretty solid is because everybody in this ring can work. Maybe with the exception of one or two. Oh, it's 3-on-1 here against Tatanka. Oh, they're going to take out Tatanka? Oh, no. Triple headbutt. Oh, are they going to beat Tatanka? That's going to be the finish here? No, I guess not. They're taking too long. Oh, Fatu's going to do his big splash. This lady in the white dress in the middle is cracking me up. Oh, wow. Oh, that was Samu, I think. Or no, Fatu came off the rope early. He almost fell. All three of them missed. I can't believe nobody got injured on that. That was botchy as all hell, but everything worked. Roll up, schoolboy from behind. Baby faces win. Nice, exciting finish there. Fans probably like that. Didn't really feel much like a filler. Felt more like an opener. You know, 91, they had that six-man that opened the show. Super hot crowd. Feels like that's where this match should be. I feel like they should have switched Razor and DiBiase in this match. Joe Fowler. Oh, it's the Lex Express. They were so proud of this bus. Now everybody got a bus. Back then, WWE only had one.
Fantastic. I see you've got your monitor. You're watching SummerSlam. Having fun. Great time. Been watching all the matches tonight. Everything is wonderful. All right, now you spent 2 months. You got to know the country, and you really got to know Lex Luger. Yes, that's correct. This Lex Luger is one of the fantastic wrestlers of all time.
He's one of fantastic wrestlers of all times. Of all times, y'all. He's very passionate with the children. It could be good or bad.
Was there a highlight during the 2 months? Yes, it was. First thing that comes to mind right off the hand is Philadelphia when we visited the Children's Hospital. That
is one weird thing. If I was a wrestler and I had a bus, it would be weird. having the driver in there with me, you know? Because I don't think the cab is closed off, right? Like, what if the driver needs to take a shit or something? He's going to pull over and come back and use your bathroom? Or does he, like, how does that work? And, like, what if you're enjoying some time with your spouse and you're eating dinner and then this fool's going to walk by you and go drop a deuce in your tiny little bathroom? How does that all work?
Who do you like in the title match?
No question about it, Lex Luger.
All right, why am I not surprised? The Lex Express is parked outside.
Joe Fowler, the reason your career didn't last long is because you asked Lex Luger's bus driver, the driver of the Lex Express, who he thinks is going to win the match. Look at this guy. He looks... Bruce. Oh my God, Bruce is a crackhead. Yeah, that's what you call drugs teeth. My mom went to Sears. Sears. Bruce has been the MVP so far, if you ask me. My mom went to Sears. He looks way too old to have his mom doing shit for him. Take yourself to Sears. He probably doesn't have a license or a car. And there's probably a billing issue with his phone, you know, that type of thing. Well, what had happened was... Shh. Shh, they sound the same. Jimmy Carter. He's on his way out.
Will you all please rise?
Why are we rising? Why am I rising? I'm not right. I'm going to stay right where I'm at.
Would you please show some respect?
Show some respect. The way he said that. Oh, okay.
Suzuki sings the Japanese national anthem.
Holy shit. You know who that is behind him? This is crazy that they're both here. And behind him is Sato. One half Orient Express. Also wore the face paint and managed Hakushi. Oh, this is... I don't like the sound of their national anthem, but it's okay. I don't like ours either, so... I'm not shitting on Japan. They're just drowning him out. USA, USA. What in the fuck is going on here? I feel like this guy's going to release a big statement tomorrow on Twitter saying he's checking himself into rehab. Thank you. Partisan crowd. That's a catchy tune. Super catchy, man.
Would you please welcome the master of ceremonies for the main event? He will be accompanied by singing sensation Aaron Neville.
Holy crap, Pac is here?
Welcome, the
Macho Man Randy Savage and Pac? Okay. I didn't know Pac could sing, but I'm into it. Wait, who's that? Who's this guy? Where's Pac? Oh, Aaron Neville. Oh, okay. I said Adrian Neville. I was excited to see that. I remember Aaron Neville had a very unique voice. And Randy Savage is like the biggest cheerleader for Luger, which is crazy. Savage all out in his red, white, and blue. All of a sudden, Savage is Mr. Patriot, man. Never gave a shit before. But now that a Japanese guy is champion, or a Japanese guy is champion, all of a sudden he can't take it anymore. He's got to just burst out red, white, and blue everything. Are we that weak as a nation that if someone from another country comes here and wins a championship that we immediately have to turn into the heels and and wave American flags in their face? That's something a snowflake would do. He got his clothes from the Smoking Guns. Yeah, Neville wearing a lot of denim there. We are very close to Canada. Right across the river. No, now we gotta do the national anthem too. Jesus God. The world famous superstar. No, I don't think Aaron Neville's dead. He's old now, but I mean, this show is what, 31 years old? I don't know how old he'd be here. Oh my, crying out loud. I love how they purposely found the worst singer to do the Japanese anthem, and then they got Neville in his quite beautiful voice to do the national anthem for America. All we do is suck ourselves off to our own propaganda. It's so crazy. Yeah, America's number one, I know. Team America, fuck yeah. That should be our national anthem, the Team America song. That I would get behind. That I would shed a tear for when we played it before sporting events. I'd stand with pride. But this nonsense, nah. All right, song over. Let's bring out some wrestlers here. Oh, the Malice in the Palace, man. I had made a friend at work at the time. He was also from Michigan, and we watched the whole 2003 finals together in 04 there when they beat the Lakers. And we went to a different bar every night and watched the whole thing, and it was great. And I worked the night of the Malice at the Palace, but he didn't, so he was home watching it. And he's calling me. I'm at work. He's calling me like a motherfucker. He goes, "You're not going to fucking believe this." He was so pissed off. He's like, "Greg, it's over. It's over. I cannot believe it's the worst thing that's ever happened." And I'm like, "What in the fuck?" He's like, he's like, "Big fight. Just go home. You'll see." I went home, turned on SportsCenter, watched the whole thing. I was just so bummed that happened, you know? I'm like, if my former home doesn't get enough shit for being a gross place to live, you know, this is happening. It's like, God, can Detroit get kicked while it's down? I mean, Jesus, man. Finally brought a championship back to the city, and then that happens. Really kind of hurts the reputation of the team and stuff, and it sucks. Honestly, it's all Ben Wallace's fault. He's the one that threw the first punch. Pistons, as much as I loved them, they were getting their asses kicked that night. They were down by 20. He shoves our test, I guess, and that's how it all starts. I was a disgraced, saddened fan that night. Give me my flowers. Actually, don't. They'll make me sneeze and shit. I don't know why in my head that I had Cornette coming into the company a little closer to Survivor Series than this, but yeah, it makes sense that he was there since the Bodies took on the Steiners, but In my head, I was thinking he came in the fall, but no, he must have came in between King of the Ring and SummerSlam. So he had just showed up. Oh, yeah, I did. I actually did like Reggie Miller. I had no problem with Reggie. Pacers and Pistons were division rivals, but Pistons always had their number for the most part, so I didn't really have an issue with the Pacers. So I was able to enjoy Reggie, and I really rooted for them in their rivalry with the Knicks. I mean, the way they're building this up, we have 2 national anthems, a fucking bus, video pack. They never played the video package, did they? Unless we're still going to get the video package. And Savage is his own personal mic man here. Lex Luger. Here he comes. He's got the dun 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 dun. I mean, they just laid it on so thick with this that I think you could be 6 years old and be able to come to the determination that WWE is trying to recreate Hulk Hogan in this guy. It was shamelessly done, you know, and just still looking back, it's so weird. Like Vince, for all of his brilliance, he was a dumb motherfucker a lot of times. He really was. His ideas were just shit. I mean, the way they built this up in this match, you definitely think he's winning the championship. Rip Hamilton was the closest thing you ever saw to Miller. I love Rip Hamilton. I loved all those starting 5. But yeah, it's going to be tough to recreate Miller's insanity. You know, on our menu at work, we've got a wedge salad. So whenever if I'm like helping out or grabbing one out of the window to send it out, and I always say like wedgie salad, wedgie Miller, wedgie Jackson, just for fun. Nobody laughs except me. Lex Luger's got the armband on the... and this is his first match, don't forget. So he has not wrestled, to the best of my knowledge anyway, he has not wrestled as Mr. America Boy yet. All of that shit was the bus tour. So he went from narcissist to body slam on the aircraft carrier to the bus tour to this. So he has not been out there. He fucking Captain America bullshit with the... It's just crazy looking. He looks like a crazy person. Actually, he kind of looks like he dressed like Cody Rhodes, but other than that, crazy person. I mean, honestly, that's what they should have called him. They should have called him the American Nightmare Lex Luger. Seriously, I'm not even joking. Like, what is Fuji gonna do? Fucking barefoot Mr. Miyagi. There goes Luger. Vince clearly was like, Lex, I want you tanned and oiled. All the way up to 11. But Vince, what if I just increase the tan and make 10 the highest number? But these go to 11. Oh. Oh, kicking out the legs. I can't even tell you the last time I actually watched this match and paid attention to it. I've never had a reason. I don't think I've reviewed this show. This somehow has remained undiscussed on our channel. I've never done a review. And so now we're finally doing watch along. So I don't think my missing VHS that seems to be gone back there, I can't find. I don't recall ever sticking this tape in and watching this match, ever. So I've probably seen it in its entirety from bell to bell once. This will be number 2. Because I just never had a reason to go back and watch it. Oh, wow. You know, because Luger's gear would be modified. This is the first rendition of it. He's got that gold around the front there. It just looks a little too superhero-y. Reminds me of the belts that, you know, the Superman and Batman wear. Reminds me of something like that. The throat and the chest area. Damn, Aaron Neville is 83 years old, so he was like 50 here? Holy crap. He looked young. He looked like he was in his 30s.
Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, Yokozuna can turn a match around. All it takes is one blow. That's how devastating Yokozuna is. He can turn his career around like that in one move.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's not exactly like Luger. The Narcissist wasn't exactly like stringing up a bunch of impressive wins to land himself a title shot. He did a body slam and a bus tour and stayed his ass out of the ring for 6 weeks. Oh, blocked assault. Oh, can't body slam him. I remember the day of the July 4th stuff. I remember hearing about that they were booked or promoting it on TV. And of course, I don't remember if it was televised or what they did, but I didn't watch it that day. But when I found out who it was that showed up to body slam him, I remember thinking that it could be Hogan, that maybe Hogan returns, because I mean the camera blew up in his face. So I wasn't really aware at the time of the King of the Ring that Hogan wasn't coming back. So I thought maybe he'd show up there and body slam him and then win his belt back or something. But nope, it was Lex Luger. And I remember being like, the Narcissist? What? Too much in the way of intelligence. There's just too much there with Luger. Jonathan, new rumors that WWE is trying to see if they can rebrand back to WWF has popped up. What are your thoughts, if at all possible? I don't see them doing that because, honestly, WWE has outlasted WWF now, I believe. WWE has been WWE longer than WWF was WWF. I think they changed over from WWF to WWF around 79 or 80, and then they changed to WWE in 2002. So it's only about 22, 23 years, so we're right about the even point there. So I don't think that it would be worth it to do it. As a fan who loves nostalgia, obviously I would love it, but in terms of their brand and marketing their brand, we've made the transition. You know, everybody now says WWE. It took me a few years to stop saying WWF, but now I mostly say WWE, and I'm programmed to say it now. I don't want to relearn back, you know. I don't think they would do that. So it's probably not much to that rumor, if I had to guess. But if they did that and brought back that old logo, the one that's above the SummerSlam logo here, that one with the little sparkle in the corner, oh my God, I would be marking out. I've got it right there. That one. Love it. Luger's on the top rope. This is ridiculous. He can't even stand on that. Is he going for a high cross? No, double axe. Luger to the top. I love when my favorite Bobby calls are when he gets so excited he's coughing. Like, oh, there he goes. Oh. Another kick out. Yoko is very tenacious, resilient. Must have been hard for Yoko to wrestle all that shit around him, too. God. Spawn's a member now. Appreciate that, Juliet. Making it rain. Man, that was one of my favorite games ever. Game 7, the Warriors and Cavs in 2016. I think Game 7 was the same night of a pay-per-view. I think like Money in the Bank or something, because I remember it was right when it was over, watching the end of the game and just fucking loving it. What a finish. Oh, I've hosted 2 Golden State Warrior dinners. I've met all those fuckers in their championship years too. But I was rooting for the Cavs. Yoko's down. It can end this way. And he kicks out. And Luger doesn't have a Hulk up, you know. I mean, back in these days, things moved slower, so I'm still surprised the way they built all this up, that if the plan was for him not to win here, but to win at WrestleMania 10 instead, man, you're really prolonging that. So I think I don't necessarily have a problem with Luger not winning here per se. I think it's the way they made you just think he was going to win the whole time. And I guess maybe in Vince's mind, he would think that, oh, that'll just make the WrestleMania 10 victory that much sweeter, but not really. It just left a lot of us scratching our heads more than anything. Like, you went through all that bus tour, Aaron Neville, 2 national anthems and video packages and music videos and all this shit. And he doesn't even win the title? Vince, you're so dramatic. Choking Luger. A virtual signing or virtual singing? Joe Hendry tomorrow? Okay, virtual singing. Okay, cool. I'm happy he's getting some reps at the PC, working out there. The TNA NXT crossover is benefiting him well. I'm happy for him. Spawn, your wheelhouse is 86 to 94. You don't know a ton after that. We'll still get some done in that time period. We've done a lot of 91s, 2s, and 3s, and 4s already, but there's probably still some left we'll get to. That's the second time Vince has done the 1, 2, 3. It's over. No, he kicked out. God, Vince, you're so annoying. Are you purposely this bad? I want to make every audience member think I'm the weirdest motherfucker ever. Because if that's your goal, it's working. Come on, Luger. Hulk up or something. That would have been funny if he did the 3 punches and leg drop. Oh, I might have marked out. I'm like, you might as well go all the way with it. I mean, clearly this is a cheap attempt to retain the Hogan magic that any idiot with 2 eyes can see ain't going to work. So if you're shameless enough to just have a born-again Hogan in the body of Lex Luger, why not do the whole shebang? Just put him in red and yellow. Name him Hulk Hogan. Just trademark it. I've never known an athlete to have this kind of support. Really, Vince? You've never seen an athlete have more support than Lex Luger in 1993. I could probably think of 1 or 2. What's that guy's name? He played basketball. Something Jordan. I forgot. He probably had some support. Lex Luger's reaching down, y'all. He's reaching down deep inside. Because it's coming crashing down and it hurts inside. Body slam fails. 1, 2, and a kick out. Bobby putting over. Oh, that is so horrible looking. That leg drop. I would not be able to sit there and not fucking flinch or lose my mind with that big leg coming down. I'm like, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. It's a lot of trust you got to have. Bonsai drop coming. Does he get out of the way or does he kick out? He gets out of the way, right? Yep. Oh, he came down hard too. And again, Yoko's got to trust that Luger's going to get out of the way because he did not break his fall. He was going to hit flush. And if Luger would have been there, Luger probably would have died. Who's the poor schmuck that got flattened by Yoko? They used to use it in a lot of like maybe Monday Night Raw intros or whatever. And he just flattens a dude. And I always wondered how that guy survived or if he broke or injured anything because it looked like a straight up murder. Oh, yeah, if Yoko would have yelled out my hole. Somebody probably had to pay for that WrestleMania 9 that you did that you bought. I had pretty primitive cable. I was living in the Southeast. So you had to call and order it on the phone a few days ahead of time. It's a pain in the ass. Big body slam. There it was. Hip toss, says Bobby. Hip lock. Hip lock. That was a body slam. Crowd knows it's over now. There goes Fuge the Stooge. He's taking off. Oh, he's going to cheat too on top of it. Fucking narcissist. Boom. And then take Yoko to the floor, completely out. And it's just so bizarre. Like, how is Luger okay with this? Look, there's nobody stopping him. Cornette's not stopping him. Fuji's out cold. And Luger's going like, yeah, let's count him out. Like, why are you not getting out of the ring and stopping the count? And that's going to be it. I mean, he's celebrating. Like, fans are happy, but as a result of a count out. God, that's lame as hell. So lame. Stupid match to even do. Much less the finish. I mean, I'd have to think about it, but I mean, this is probably up there with my least favorite SummerSlam main event of all time. Just stupid. Oh, there's the Steiners. I mean, look, and this is what's crazy. Like, this is what I would expect to happen if he wins the title. His friends, the Steiners coming in, Tatanka coming in, Savage going ape shit. This is the moment that Bret gets at WrestleMania 10 that I guess was earmarked for Luger around this time. And look, I'm going to be on the shoulders, and I'm going to celebrate with Old Glory, and the fans are going to go crazy, and... but did not win the championship. Nobody won any championships. Last night at SummerSlam, we saw 4 out of the 7 matches have championship changes, and we got no title changes on this show. What a ripoff. It's a good thing I didn't buy this pay-per-view. I'd want my money back. I'm kidding. It was still pretty fun. And a lot of these pay-per-views, King of the Ring was the same way. I had a great bedroom as a kid. I was spoiled rotten. I had this great little like kind of frog or loft over the garage type of thing that was like up the stairs. And I'd have a little TV in there, my bed, and it was my own little palace up there. I fucking loved it. And I would watch all these pay-per-views on that scrambled TV. Just up there by myself. And my Sega Genesis. Stereo. CD player. Stack of wrestling magazines literally to the ceiling. Pictures of Bret Hart on my wall like a little fangirl. I might as well draw hearts around him. Oh, Bret. All right. Oh, here. Is this what George was talking about earlier? Because I was about to say there's 5 minutes left in the show. Oh, no. Oh, what's happening? No. Guys. What am I listening to? So, apparently, according to George, who mentioned this in the beginning of the stream, this is supposed to be I'll Be Your Hero, but it's a network edit. So it's some other song. As we're getting images of Martin Luther King and JFK and Mount Rushmore with the bus coming at us with the heat waves on the road. Oh, now we got a body slam. Sounds like a really shitty Christian rock song. Oh my God. I can't believe we're watching this, but there's still time in the show. I'm committed to the whole show. It's like 2 more minutes of this. Yeah, Luger still had more of the hair going on the... Look at that. Like he's taking a red, white, and blue nap. He's wearing American shirt, pants, hugging an American pillow, laying on another American pillow. Fucking whatever. Who wears a turtleneck in the summer? Luger. Pretty good. I mean, I don't know if this aired right after the pay-per-view, but if it did, pretty good technology for 93 to be able to splice SummerSlam footage in with this video package. It was probably not shown. It was probably for the Coliseum video, I'm guessing. Oh, where's he? Montana? Is that Yankee Stadium? The helicopter, the American. Look at that stonewashed jeans. I mean, I'm glad that he's meeting kids. Especially the special needs kids. That's great. I'm glad he's doing that. I love that they're like, we're gonna dub over an extremely shitty song with an extremely shittier song. Because we're not missing anything. I'll Be Your Hero. That's gonna make you barf just as much as this will. Oh, there's the big hip toss. Luger with the shoulder pads and the suit. My God. Yay, America. Oh, the bus is finally here. Come on. It's taking forever for the bus to drive towards us. Oh, that was every bit as bad as I expected it to be. Oh, man. May God have mercy on us all. Oh, look at there. Yoko's still unconscious on the outside of the ring, surrounded by balloons. Put some helium in his mouth. Banzai! That'd be funny. Oh, now we get a backstage spot. Tatanka in a towel. Totally in a towel. Nothing else under there. Luger not even a little bit pissed that he didn't win the title. Oh, here's Ludvig. Borga. He's not impressed with you, Luger. Lex Luger. And I'm certainly not impressed with you. I was in Die Hard. He's in Spider-Man. What did you do, Luger? I will crush you. America's crumbling piece by piece, according to Ludvig Borga. Luger. That main event was whack. The show overall, though, not bad. I mean, SummerSlam 93 is not a horrible show, but I think it gets a bad rap a lot because of that main event and just how lame it was. It was really fucking stupid. But there we go. We busted out SummerSlam 93. I'll still maybe plan to do 96 next week, unless during the course of the week I change my mind again and we do a different one next week. We will see. But I appreciate you guys being here as always. This was a fun one. We will be back tomorrow night because there's going to be a lot to talk about following Raw with the SummerSlam fallout and everything we learned tomorrow. So we'll be right back at it again here tomorrow night to do a big podcast and catch up on what should be a lot of wrestling news. So thanks again for being here. Appreciate everybody who's been with me the whole weekend so far. And we will be kicking it together again tomorrow night. Y'all have a great rest of your Sunday night, and I'll catch you tomorrow after Raw. Peace.